Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our study of the Yoga Sutras. So continuing with the theme of the different methods that Patanjali is giving us to overcome the chitta vikshepas or mental distractions. Today we are going to see sutras number 36 and 37. So if you remember, in the previous few sutras, we saw Patanjali giving us the first method of how to develop certain virtues like friendliness and compassion. And that way one can work on the social dimension of one's life and reduce one's mental distractions. Then alternatively, one can also learn to focus on one's breath or on certain spatial presence of certain sense objects. Like we took the example of the tip of the nose, right? So now he is going to give us a slightly more deeper practice, which is in Sutra number 36, where he says, Vishoka va jyotishmati. Vishoka. Shoka means sorrow. Vishoka means sorrowless or blissful. Jyotishmati, that inner light. So one way of meditating is meditating on the tip of your nose or the sensation of an external sense object. Or you can also have an internal meditation where you're meditating on this inner blissful light. So what is this inner blissful light? The example here connects to the beginning stages of self-realization. So just like how at the time of dawn, the sun is not fully visible, but you will see there is this small rays, there's a glimmer, there's few rays of sunlight which are manifesting. Likewise, at the dawn of self-realization as well, the yogi starts to perceive the physical presence of the soul by this in the form of this inner light that one can perceive during their meditation. Now, this perception of inner light can be done predominantly in two ways. At first level is the experiential level, where the yogi now starts to meditate on two prominent locations in the body, two chakras in the body, which is the Anahata chakra, which is in the heart, or in the Agya chakra, which is the area right between the two eyebrows. Gru Madhye, in the middle of the two eyebrows, right? Specifically, these two methods, chakras, have been highlighted, right? Because these are the highest of the six manifested chakras, and the seventh chakra opens up only at the state of self-realization. Now, what exactly are these chakras? Now, a simple way of understanding is chakras are energy hotspots in our body, or the channels through which the soul expresses its consciousness. See, the soul, the Purusha, is right now empowering this body through consciousness, and it has to permeate itself throughout the body. And the most prominent locations through which the soul manifests its energy is through these primary six chakras, right? To understand this better, imagine if I have a little flashlight and I have a thick cardboard in front, and I make some holes along it. So as I keep moving that flashlight behind, exactly wherever there is a hole, that is when you will see that the light comes out. Or in other words, those holes become the channels through which the light behind manifests very prominently. Think of these chakras to be something like that. Of course, it's a much deeper subject matter, right? But at this experiential level of connecting to this inner light, a yogi, by meditating on the Agya chakra, or the Anahata is referred to as a lotus. Why the lotus? Lotus here indicates the shape of the heart. If you look at the heart along with its four chambers, right, it looks like an inverted lotus, where the chambers is the gap between the petals, right? So this description is given, right? So this is also explained that this is also the region of the heart, region of the soul. The soul very prominently manifests itself there, right? So this is one way of perceiving this inner light. Another way of perceiving this inner light is at a conceptual level, as the sattva guna that manifests in a yogi through their practice. They become so, the rajas and tamas are so pure eliminated, that one starts manifesting that pure sattva. If you remember, when we discussed in Sutra number 17 about vitarka, vichara, ananda, asmita, the stage of asmita, where practically all the mind, the intelligence, all have been removed. There's just a small trace of false ego left. At that stage is when this one's entire sense of being is permeated through the pure sattva, sattvic energy. And that is a state where one experiences pure bliss. And that state is also referred to as inner light. The Bhagavad Gita also explained that the nature of the sattva is illuminating. All our perceptions, thoughts, our feelings, they are all a very pure state. And a yogi experiences a very high levels of bliss, right? So that is one powerful way of overcoming the chitta vikshepas. Then another powerful technique, which Patanjali mentions in Sutra 37, it goes like this. Vita raga vishayam va chittam. Vita, free from raga. Raga means worldly attachments. Upon what? Vishayam, the sense objects. Va chittam, which means by concentrating one's mind on the other kind of mind, which is free from raga, free from worldly attachments and passions. So whose mind is free from these worldly passions are these enlightened sages or enlightened masters. So this is also very, very powerful technique. Just by contemplating on those enlightened masters, those gurus, those acharyas, the spiritual preceptors, one can be freed from one can be freed from the chitta vikshepas. And this is where the understanding of the need for a spiritual teacher or a guru becomes very clear, because we cannot overcome the chitta vikshepas by our own. But when we are living in close quarters with another experienced, more mature, self-realized teacher, simply by observing their life, we will also learn to train our own responses to life situations. That is why it is so important to have that personal connection with a teacher, right? In fact, in the Vedic tradition, the whole idea of reading biographies or autobiographies of these great teachers comes from this aspect, that simply by knowing about these great enlightened masters, the lives of these great enlightened masters, and knowing the struggles that they have gone through, it gives direction, hope, and also determination for a practicing seeker to overcome their own inner challenges. So this is also a very powerful sutra. Just simply by meditating on the great acharyas, one can calm one's mind and overcome these distractions. So like this, Patanjali gives us these two very, very powerful methods of overcome the chitta vikshepas. And as things are going deeper, in the next sutra is going to take us one more level deeper in our methods of mind control. So see you all in the next sutra. Thank you for joining us. Hare Krishna.